Hey art friends, welcome to today's how-to. Today we'll be learning how to draw Mario Wonder Elephant.
So first let's get started by coming in towards the middle, and we're going to draw the bottom portion of the trunk. So in the center we're going to draw a small triangle and we're going to curve the edges. Moving in towards the middle now, we're going to replicate that just a little bit smaller. Now for the nostrils inside, we're going to draw two small seed shapes. So on the top here, we're going to start at a point. We're going to curve this around at the bottom, and then we're going to join that on the top. And we're just going to replicate this on the right hand side. So we're going to start in the corner, curving this around at the bottom, arching that back in. Now we're going to start on the left hand side, and we're going to curve this up and then arching that in for the top of the trunk. And then we'll replicate the same thing on the right hand side. So curving it in, back out, and then arching that in towards the top. Let's close this off now with a curved line from left to right. So we're gonna attach those lines together. Now let's frame in the face. So coming up higher on the left hand side, we're going to draw a curved line, arching that over and then down. Now from here on the left hand side, we're going to arch this around, and then we're going to curve this in towards the side of the trunk. Let's replicate this now on the right hand side, curving this around, matching this up at the same height, and then arching it in. Let's move up above now and draw in the eyes. So on the left hand side, we're going to arch our line up towards the top, curving that around back in. And then we'll just replicate that again on the right hand side. Moving inside of that now, we're going to draw another arch line, curving this around and then down, and then again replicating that on the right hand side. Let's step in one more time and do that again. So we're going to curve this around and then in on both sides. Now from here, we're going to draw a small circle in the top for the highlight. And then moving over towards the right, we'll replicate that as well. Now let's come up above and we're going to draw on the hat. So starting on the left hand side, we're going to curve this line up towards the top, arching that around and then back down on the right. Moving up above that again, we're going to curve this line even further, so arching it up and then bringing that all the way around and then in on the right hand side again. Moving in towards the middle now, we're going to draw a small half circle in the center. Now we're going to come in and write the letter M. So on the top, we're going to draw the letter V. On either side, we're going to draw a diagonal line that comes down. Now we're going to draw a line that comes straight in towards the middle. Let's draw another diagonal line coming in towards the top. And then again in the middle, we're just going to draw the letter V. Moving underneath now, let's draw in the mustache behind the trunk. So on either side, we're going to draw a curved line that arches up towards the top. Now from here, we're going to arch this line around and then in, curving this in on either side. And then again, we're just going to replicate that one more time. So we're going to curve that around and then in towards the side of the trunk. Moving out towards the left and right hand side, now we're going to draw the ears. So on either side, we're going to draw a curved line that arches all the way out towards the side of our page. Now from here on the top, we're going to curve this in slightly on both sides. Now we're going to start back on that line and we're going to curve this around, arching that in. Moving in towards the top now, we're going to arch this line out on either side. Now let's move in underneath and draw in the body. So on the left hand side, we're going to start with the shoulder. So we're going to curve this line around and then down. And we'll do the same thing on the right, ending that at roughly the same height. Let's move down now and draw in the hands. So over in the middle here, we're going to draw a small curved line, and we're going to come over to the right, lining that up at the same height and replicating that. From here now in the middle, we're going to curve this around for the thumb, arching that around and then in on both sides. Moving underneath that now, we're going to arch this line around and then up for our first finger. And we'll continue to come up and do this 2 more times. So coming beside this, now we're going to arch this around and then in. And then on our last one, we're going to curve this around and we're going to arch this up, connecting it onto our line on the top there. Now from here, moving further in, we're going to draw a curved line that comes down towards the middle. And we'll do the same thing on the right-hand side, lining that up at the same height. Now from here, we're going to close this off with a diagonal line on either side. Moving in directly towards the middle, we're going to draw a small arch line right in the center. On the left and right-hand side of this now, we're going to draw a straight line that comes down on either side. And then moving towards the outer portions, we're going to replicate that again. So we're going to bring this line straight down towards the bottom. And now let's close this off with a curved line from left to right on either side. Now that we have our basic shape in place, we're going to come in and add some details now. So coming over towards our wrists here, we're going to draw a curved line that arches up on either side. Let's move up a little bit higher now and replicate that again. And now in the corner here, we're going to curve another line that comes up towards the top on either side. Moving in towards the top now, we're going to draw on the overall strap. So on the left-hand side, we're going to curve this line down, arching this around, bringing that back up towards the top. And we'll replicate this on the right-hand side, so lining this up at the same height, arching this, curving it around, and then bringing that back in towards the top. In both of these areas now, we're going to draw 2 small circles, so 1 on either side. Now we're going to close off the rest of the overall. So in the middle here, we're going to draw a curved line that arches in towards our trunk on either side. And then now from the corner here on the arm, we're just going to draw an arch line curving this around and up. Moving in towards the middle now, coming further down, we're going to draw a curved line that comes all the way over and then around, bringing that across towards the right. Dropping further down now, we're going to draw another arch line from left to right, bringing that over and in on either side. And then we're going to leave an even amount of space and drop below and do that 1 more time. Moving in towards the bottom now, we're going to draw some oval shapes here. So we're going to arch this line up, bringing that back down towards the bottom. And we'll do the same thing on the outside portion, curving that around and then down. We'll do this on either side. Now from here in the middle, we're going to arch this line up towards the top, curving that back down. Moving over towards the right-hand side now, just underneath our hand here, we're going to draw on the tail. So on the top in the corner, we're going to draw a curved line that comes out. Dropping below this now, we'll replicate that, curving that around and then out. And then now from here, we're going to close this off with a small arch line. Moving in towards the top of this, we're going to arch this up, bringing that down in the corner. And then dropping below that, we're going to arch that around, bringing that in, joining it at the point there. Last thing we're going to do is just add some details on the gloves. So like we did for the nostrils here, we're going to draw 3 seed shapes as we come across. So starting on the left-hand side here, we're going to curve this around at the bottom, joining that at the top. And we'll come across and do this 2 more times. Moving over towards our left hand now, we'll replicate that. We're just going to arch them in towards the middle this way. So starting in the top here, curving that around, bringing that in. And we'll continue to do this as we come across.
And that is it. That's how you draw the Mario Wonder Elephant. You can pause the video and color it the way that I have done, or you can change your colors up if you'd like. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment below suggesting any more characters that you'd love to learn to draw next. Thanks so much for joining me on today's tutorial, and I will see you all on the next one.